Okay. JaeLyn, when you think about your progression this season, you're obviously getting more minutes, scoring more. Was there an inflection point, either Coach Davis pulling you aside during a game, after a game, or a moment in a game that started this upward trajectory for you?
I would say it's just more so me figuring out where I fit in with like the new group that we have, and I think since day one of HD recruiting me, he's been telling me like he wanted me to be like one of the go-to guys for it, like one of the guys that like out there making big plays, doing the dirty work, and I think that more or less I just have to become more confident in myself and being able to make those plays.
Talking about that confidence, how much was it a process of going? I mean, you were pretty much a starter all throughout your time at Louisville to now coming off the bench, I guess. What was the mental process, kind of working through that and the confidence aspect of that?
I think initially it was tough, but as time went by, as we were, competing and playing, very good teams and winning, it was like I more or less accepted the fact that we got a lot of weapons and it's going to be a battle, to really earn those minutes or to really like fight for those minutes. But I think that as long as I'm ready for whenever I do come in, I think that more will be earned and it'll just benefit the team at the end of the day.
When you see RJ Davis making the shots that he's making and doing what he's doing on offense, number one, what is your reaction? Does your jaw drop? And number two, in your opinion, is he the best player in college basketball right now?
He's definitely making a run for it, that's for sure. His bag is real deep, that's for sure. I think that it's like it's not really like shocking because like I've seen it all summer, all preseason, all season during practice. I mean, he's really just showing he's on a hot streak. What is it like 9 games above 20 plus? That's insane, honestly. But I think it's normal for me. I see him work on it every day, so it's normal.
JaeLyn, from your time at Louisville, had you seen how difficult it is for players to come to a school in a year and fit in quickly and make an impact right away?
I think typically that's an issue for a lot of players, especially coming from a starting position or a bigger role. Having to play a smaller one, I think that's definitely tougher for some players mentally. But I think that, like I said, like with us having as many weapons as we do have, as many guys that can go, I think that it's honestly at the end of the day, it's just about getting the win.
JaeLyn, I know you can't speak for everybody else that comes off the bench, but you mentioned how different it is for you. Just as far as you all's mentality, whether it's you, Jay Wash, or Seth, or anybody else that does come in and contribute, what is your mindset going into games and not knowing how games might fare and not knowing how many minutes you might get?
I think it's more so just making the best of what you do get. I think that let's say you do go in and it may be a game where the starters are really rolling, and let's say I go in and, or Jay Wash goes in or Seth goes in and makes some pretty big plays. I think that at the end of the day, HD will be thinking about it, those plays that were made, and more minutes will probably be given in a big game like that.
What lessons do you think you learned from the first Florida State game? Like 6 minutes, what are you hoping to take from then to tomorrow?
I would say the understanding of their 1 through 5 switching and their intensity on defense, their aggressiveness. I think that the first game we gave them a couple of open looks in the first half, a little bit of miscommunication. I think that they ended up getting a little bit of confidence going into the second half and hit a couple of big shots in the first. But I think that, this go around, I think that we're better prepared and we prepped a little bit better as far as, how they play and what they're looking for on defense and offense. And I think that we'll be better prepared for them.
Shelby asked a great question to Coach Davis, saying he uses certain words instead of curse words when he's really fired up. Are you able to take him seriously when he's saying like bejeebies or whatever instead of cursing?
I would say coming from the program that I recently came from, I heard the whole 9 of curse words and stuff, but I said it's definitely different. The bejeebies is crazy. That one caught me off guard the first time I heard it. I'm like, what is that? What is that replacing? Like, which word is that replaced? But fart is definitely one that really gets to me sometimes too.
Yeah. Building off of that, do you have like an estimate of how many times you've heard that F word specifically at halftime of the late game?
More times than I can count on both hands, that's for sure.
JaeLyn, what with you guys defensively, you guys are fourth in Ken Palm's defensive efficiency, which is the best it's been as a ranking since even when Hubert came back as an assistant coach. What do you think this group does best defensively?
I would say really buy in to not letting another team, for one, outscore us, and for two, get comfortable. I think that, and like I said, I think after the Louisville game, I was saying that like even if the team does get comfortable in the first half, I think that HD usually challenges at halftime or in a timeout and says like who's going to be that guy that steps up and make that play for us and gets a stop and gets us going, gets the crowd going. And I think that that's really a big focus for us. I think that we all want to be good enough to where we aren't the person that's letting somebody down, but at the same time, we don't really, our pride is making it to where we don't want to get scored on. Like, we don't want to be that guy that's getting chewed out the next day in film or like in practice being made an example. Like, it's like you want to be that guy that's holding it down for the team.
What are those film sessions like? Are they more, is there more, you get chewed out more for a defensive screw up than, let's say, an offensive one in those film sessions, or is it about the same, or what?
It's about the same. I wouldn't say it's more so getting chewed out. I would say it's more so like a learning lesson. Like you definitely get called out for sure. Like if it's like you're late on a rotation or it's a miscommunication off ball or on ball and they end up getting a layup or something like that. Like it would just be like, we got to talk better. We got to be on the same page. We got to talk early, loud, and clear and constant. That's something that HD is really big on. And it's just like small things like that. I think like unless it's like a game where we had like a terrible first half or a terrible second half or we lost, it's not really a grilling session, I guess, if that makes any sense.
Well, the other thing I wanted to ask you is about communication. You were just talking about that, and I asked Hubert about it, and he said you guys communicate in practice too. In terms of, you hear coaches talk all the time that a good defensive team talks and communicates.
Sure.
What kind of things are you saying to each other, whether in practices or games, in those moments? Whether it's, all the things that are going through the checklist and all the things you've got to do, even if you're getting angry, emotional.
Yeah, for sure.
What are those conversations like?
I would say like in the midst of the game, it's a little tougher to really have like a full elaborate sentence like, yeah, Zayden, don't let him guard you, or Harrison, don't let him low pass you, I got your help. Like it's tougher to really say like a full sentence, you don't have to run up and down. But I think that like just the small things, like I got your help side, I'm right here in the gap with you, or like I'm low man, or extra screen coming, like just like small things like that. That small bit of communication is crucial for us. But I think that like the statements that I was saying, like that's a little bit tougher to do. Those end up coming out as well. Like I say, like we get like 2 stops in a row. We get a stop score, stop again, and then we get another bucket, and it's like, all right, yeah, y'all, let's get a kill. But like let's really hone in on defense on this possession. And just like 1 through 5, like we all like lock in and get more intense as the play goes on. I think that just like that communication, that body language, or that assertiveness on defense is really what kind of gets us going.
JaeLyn,
add in one more. Sorry.
this that you were doing at the end of the Boston College game, I saw the bench doing that on TV. What was that?
I'm not sure if it was Zayden that started it or if it was James, but it was after we played NC State, I want to say. They said something. I thought it was like a celebration or something. I didn't know what it was, but he was saying, "Go grab your keys." That's what he was saying. So it was pretty funny. I like the celebration though, but the Boston College fans were really heckling us, and before the game and after, and honestly during the game too. But the ref said that we didn't really talk to him, so I was just talking to my teammates whenever I did it and made sure there wasn't no disrespect going around and no ill intent, I guess.
All right, last one.
JaeLyn, you've gone to some ACC arenas this season that you visited with Louisville. Could you contrast the experience going to an arena as a Louisville Cardinal as opposed to going to these arenas as a Tar Heel?
Yeah, for sure. I would say every game is intense, you know, being at the level that we're playing and being an ACC, but I don't know. When you got that Carolina jersey, everybody makes it like this. It's their homecoming. It's like the biggest game of the year for them, and I think that like everybody brings an intensity to them, but it's times 10 with Carolina. Like it's just a different type of intensity whenever we're going out there and playing somebody. Compared to Louisville, I think like Louisville was the only game that we had that was really like that intense or as intense as like a North Carolina game would probably be like the game against Kentucky. Like it felt like it's that game almost every game here at Carolina.
Thanks, Jae'Lyn.
Thank you.